Hi everybody, this is Adam Stern, CEO of Strata SFR. I wanted to do a post today because over the weekend, I realized I hadn't done a post in a while, and I was thinking why that was and what I wanted to share today. And I figured I'd give everyone an update as to what my business has been like for the last 6 months, what I'm thinking right now, what I think it is going to be like for the next foreseeable future. But I really wanted to hit on, the fear and uncertainty I have felt as a broker in the market, trying to be out here making deals happen, finding buyers, finding sellers, and bringing deals together, because it is a stark contrast to my experience ever since I started Strata back in 2020. And I wanted to share with you what I was feeling personally and what my outlook is, because I don't think that my experience over the last 6 months, ever since the market shifted late last year, is unique to me. I think probably a lot of people in a lot of different segments of the economy are feeling the same way. I feel like certainly real estate professionals, no matter what segment you're in, are probably feeling something similar. So just wanted to kind of give you my 2 cents and share with you my experience. For those of you who don't know, I started Strata back in 2020, and really the only rough patch we hit was when COVID started. Everything kind of stopped and people didn't know what to do for a few months, but then things took off like a rocket ship, especially in the build for rent and SFR segment. Capital started piling into the space. People's view of the economy was relatively rosy. Buyers were buying heavily. Sellers were out there trying to capitalize on what they had to sell, and transactions were happening, and they were happening in high volume. And since interest rates were low, it was really easy to make numbers work. Every deal I looked at worked on some level or another, and it was just a matter of pricing a project to market and making sure that the seller was a real seller. And we knew, if we did those things, ultimately there'd be a buyer on the other side of the table willing to take that transaction down. And in late 2022, that all changed when interest rates started going higher. The buyer's view of not only the overall economy, especially the real estate segment, was a little bit dimmed, really dimmed, and that made buyers more cautious and capital less likely to just jump at opportunities that they might have jumped at, previously to that. Making the shift as a broker, that's a boutique brokerage like we are, where our transaction volume went from being, steady and predictable and fairly robust, to over the last 6 months really taking a big hit to the amount of transactions we have done, mainly because there's not as many deals out there that pencil. And when we find a deal that pencils, we're not always landing it with a buyer that's actively buying right now. And for me personally, it was certainly shell shock. It was confusing. It came with a lot of fear and uncertainty. I had thought for a little while there that maybe putting down SFR and build for rent for a little while and doing something else until the market kind of settled down and people got back to business as usual was the thing. And as scary as that was, I made the decision that I had to double down and just go back to what I really enjoy doing and what I built a skill set at, which is not having the infantry approach like we used to, just finding anything that worked and pricing it well, but really being a special forces unit that goes out there and uncovers opportunities that not only work, but that have sellers that need a specific problem addressed or a problem solved. Sellers sell in any market for any number of reasons, whether they want to reduce management responsibilities, do 1031 exchanges, to defer taxes, take chips off the table and capitalize on the appreciation that they've seen. There's always a reason why sellers need to sell. And in a market environment where it's not as easy to get the numbers to work for a buyer, you really got to find buyers that are willing to create solutions for those sellers. And, when I woke up this morning, I basically thought to myself, it's been scary. It's been hard, especially for the last 6 months, but we're surviving. And I think our outlook in being a problem solver and finding solutions for both sides of the transaction is going to help us succeed. And I think it's going to help us continue to get deals done. We hadn't done a transaction in the last several months. We just put one under contract last week. It was probably the longest transaction I've ever had in my experience trying to get sellers and buyers to meet. But at the end of the day, they came together, and it just proved that there's deals out there to be had. No matter what segment of the market you're in, especially to my colleagues in my network in the build for rent and SFR segment, if you're good at what you do and you could add real value to both sides, there's always going to be business to be done. And that makes me feel a lot better. It kind of gives me a sense of calm and comfort knowing that if you stay at it and you put all those negative emotions to the side and really focus on what's possible, you'll make it through. And I just wanted to share that because I think maybe a lot of people are going through the same thing out there. And I thought it's an important message. So thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed it.